Hello, my name is Jared Gonzalez, and I am an artist living here in Ohio, in Canton, Ohio. I was born in Mexico City, Mexico, and we moved to the States when I was 7 years old. I've always been drawn to illustration, animation. Growing up in Mexico City, Mexico at the time didn't make its own cartoons, so they imported a lot of cartoons, and so from a very early age, I would watch very early anime, Mazinger Z, things like that, and I was just always drawn to it, drawn to Disney movies and just drawings and stuff like that. So I've always been uh, illustrations, puppets, things like that have always spoken to me. It's the world I want to inhabit. It's the reality I want to see. My life goal, my whole life has been to live in a cartoon and live in, Fleischer cartoon or old Disney cartoon, and so that's the way I want to interpret things. I want to show the reality that I feel is universal, that no matter where you're from or who you are, at some point in your life, bright colors, images like that have spoken to you, and people from all different backgrounds can recognize, Mickey Mouse and a smiley face or things like that. And so I feel like that it is a way to make people feel something that's universal, if it's just joy for a little bit, because we need as much as we can get. Creativity has been important to me my entire life. My mom was a school teacher in Mexico, and ever since I was very young, it's a little different in Mexico, so she sometimes would take me to her class with her, and I would just kind of sit with her at her desk. And to keep me, occupied, we would, like every kid, would be drawing and stuff like that. But in Mexico, especially, the arts are a little more important than they are here in the States, and so it wasn't just crayons and sitting down. It was like taking paper mache or things like that, and making things together. So ever since I can remember, I've been making things, and it's just the main way that I can express who I am and what I do. I've always been drawn to animation. Jim Henson, obviously. Sesame Street taught me how to speak English. Mr. Rogers. Uh, Charles Schultz, it's so many to list, but basically my childhood is my influence. So about my t-shirt design, well, I really like the designs that other people have made for the shirts. I studied a lot of them, the ones that were sent to me to take a look at, and so I just kind of wanted to kind of throw my version of like an island life. The first thing whenever I think of island, I think of surfing because I grew up in the 80s. So then I thought, oh, well, it'd be great to surf a floral wave. And I just love summer and I love pineapple. So there you go. And there might be some Mickey in there as well. Why is art important to our community? It is incredibly important. As an immigrant, I can say that when you are new to a country, when you're new to any kind of space, the language is always a barrier, obviously. But there are so many things that are universal: food, love, art, and so art for a community can be very, very unifying. And even if you don't speak the language, you can see something and it can move you just the same as it would move, someone from one country or another, or one town or another. And so it is a way of reaching across tables that we don't usually reach at, that we really need to reach across. I moved to Ohio just about 16 years ago, and grew up in South Florida. And I grew up in a part of South Florida that's like a very large space, large town, lots of museums. And a lot of them are wonderful museums, but they don't really tend to focus on the community they serve. But when I came to the Maslin Museum for the first time, it was a long time ago, and I saw how much the museum embraced, the Maslin football culture, the artists that have worked in Maslin, things like that. I've always loved how much MassMu is about Maslin, is about the local artists, and that's really inspiring to me. It's very much a Maslin institution. I feel it's very important that after the last few years, the most radical thing that everyone can do, especially artists, is to be open and to be aware and to be kind. To show a sensitivity, to show vulnerability is extremely important now, so that we can all start to see the common ground that we have and, be more like we were when we were kids.